In today's video, we are talking about how fat burners work on human body. We all know that it's one of the most sold items in the supplement industry, and as a part of this industry, it is very important for us to understand how fat burners work. Is it good? Can it be replaced by natural foods? Let's learn about that in today's video. Before we start today's discussion, let's understand what are fat burners. Now, fat burners are supplements or those external entities which claim to burn fat and also suppress appetite. Now, that's how fat burners work. It is also claimed that they target the fat cells to create metabolism in your body, and they also increase the weight loss and fat oxidation during exercise. Now, these are some of the interesting topics which I have put around, which we're going to discuss further and in detail. Now, let us understand three terms before we understand how fat burners work. Those three terms are thermogenesis, lipolysis, and appetite suppressants. Now, let's understand what is thermogenesis. I'm giving you these terms just to make sure that you get a complete insight of how fat burners work, right? So, thermogenesis is basically, it's a natural body mechanism which increases the heat inside the body, and that is used to create energy. The heat can be generated by any fuel. It can be done by glucose, or it can be done by using the fat cells. Now, the second term, which is the lipolysis, is defined as breaking down of lipids. Now, lipids in other term is also fats. Now, this process happens through enzymes and water. For body, basically glucose is its first source of energy. Now, if the body fat has to be used as its fuel to generate energy, it can be done through reduced input of food or excessive usage of calories, which can be generated by high intensity exercises. The third term we have is appetite. We all know that appetite is one of the reasons why we eat. Now, basically, appetite is a signal generated from the body to consume food. It can happen either through hunger or it can happen through cravings. Just with the sight of food, most of us get appetite. So, it's a body signal that it needs to consume some kind of food. Now, fat burners claim that all these three is something used to make the fat burners work. So, it makes sure that there is thermogenesis, lipolysis happening, and also suppressing of appetite. So, the signals which are generated from the brain to consume food is actually cut off. Suppressants basically claim to decrease appetite, therefore decreases the urge to eat, which is our biggest challenge. Now, they claim to block the absorption of the macronutrients, which actually contains the most calories. They will also make you feel fuller, which also means that suppressants claim to modify our two hunger hormones. One is the ghrelin and the second one is leptin. Now, what are these two hormones? Ghrelin increases the urge to eat, whereas leptin helps us feel satisfied. Now, isn't that interesting? Now, let us see how to make the best use of fat burners. Fat burners claim to work only when you're exercising. With no exercise, fat burners do not work. Point number 2, fat burners do not work if you're consuming high fatty foods or high sugar intake. Point number 3, fat burners work only when you're in calorie deficit. So, fat burners stop working if you're not doing the above 3 points. So, my question here, isn't it true that fats still burn without burners if you're doing the above 3 points? That's something we're going to have a debate. We all know that fat burners and all other supplements is $1 million industry. That means all supplement companies actually promote this as those magic pills. But does these magic pills come with any kind of side effects? Yes, it does. Because there are a list of things which I have noted down. 1, did you know that fat burners are not regulated by FDA? Point number 2, fat burners are known to increase your heart rate since they increase your thermogenesis. We already know what thermogenesis is. Point number 3, it is claimed to increase your anxiety. Point number 4, it results in lack of sleep. That's again due to the increased heart rate. Number 5, there is increased blood pressure because of speeding up of the metabolism. Interesting. Point number 6, irritability, mood swings, aggressiveness and nervousness. Number 7, there is reduced bowel performance. Now what you need to understand is it really important for us to undergo all these side effects just for the sake of burning fats? Finally, there is an obvious question which always arises, that are there any natural fat burners? Now, nature is so amazing that it gives us both problem and solution. Now, if there is a reason why fat increases in the body, nature also produces something which helps us decrease fat in the body. So there are natural fat burners, which is a good news for all of us. And let's see what are those fat burners. Number 1, caffeine, a substance which is found in coffee, tea, cocoa, which give us this fat burning effect. But the thing is, it does not overdo like the fat burners, the external fat burners. Number 2, the green tea extract, which is EGCG and caffeine present in these elements are known to increase the fat burning quality in your body. Now, little do we know that there are many Indian spices which also act as natural fat burners, but we're going to keep that for another video. Now, what do we actually understand with all these things? Fat burners come with a lot of side effects because after all they are those foreign elements, but we should not overdo any of these intakes. If you have the option of using any natural remedies like our caffeine, green tea, etc., we should always think of going for that, because that does not have any kind of extreme side effects. So cleverly choose what you want to put inside your body, because ultimately it's all about not looking fit, it's always about feeling fit. We'll see you back very shortly in yet another video with more interesting topics and other ingredients which can improve your performance on day-to-day activities. Thank you guys, have fun.